This week's Piltch Point with Avram Piltch is proudly powered by PureVPN. The best way to protect your privacy online is with PureVPN. You can hide your online activities, say goodbye to regional restrictions, and improve your streaming quality. Plus, it's available for almost all of your devices. You can get a special price and a 31-day money-back guarantee right now by going to piltchpoint.live/PureVPN. All right, so it's we're still in the holiday season. We're just getting going, right? And again, there are some items people are going to want that are a challenge to find right now.
Yes, so we went through the big deals week, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and of course, what a lot of people were looking for is something that's really hard to find and even harder to find on any kind of sale, and that is a high-end graphics card, or frankly, any graphics card, because the biggest sale we saw on a graphics card was somebody selling, Newegg selling a NVIDIA GT 730 card for $70. For those who haven't been keeping track, the GT 730 card is from 2014. So what people want today, obviously, is they want an NVIDIA 30 series card, or maybe an AMD Radeon 6600, 6700, 6800, or 6900 card. So how do you get them? Well, first of all, let's talk prices. Yes, you can get these cards. The question is, can you get them? Do you want to pay what people are paying? So if you go to eBay, you can find somebody, probably a reputable seller, selling cards for significantly more than their MSRPs ever were. So we survey this periodically. The average eBay price for an RTX 3080 card is $1,720. That card was supposed to cost $799. The average price for a 3060 card is $749. That's a card that's supposed to be $399. So you are paying often double or close to double what the original price was. Now, there's a way to be, and you're paying it to a scalper. How else can you get these cards that people want? Well, one way is to go and look on, if you go look on Amazon or one of those places, you will be seeing similar to Newegg prices, similar to eBay prices, because there are third-party sellers who will pop up there and be selling them for a similar price, perhaps even a higher markup because of the additional vendor fees. Newegg has the Newegg Shuffle, that is basically a lottery that you can enter every frequently for the opportunity to buy a card, but your chance of winning is very, very slim. And if you do win, you may have to buy that card as part of a bundle, with something you don't want. So where does this leave you? Well, occasionally, if you live near a micro center, occasionally, and there's 21 micro centers in the United States, if you live near a micro center, sometimes they will have cards in stock at MSRP. But people are wise to Micro Center, and it's also very common for them to be sold out there. So another possibility is, and this is the best possibility, is buy a computer that already has the card inside. And there you can actually get a pretty good deal where you are basically paying around MSRP, or maybe MSRP plus 50%, for the card. So to take a look, for example, if I share my screen for a sec, we'll go shopping for a minute. So let's all right. So let's go shopping. So if we go and we look at, there's a few places to go looking for RTX 3080 desktops. Laptops are also a possibility, but consider that laptops are going to give you slightly lower performance on the card because they're a mobile card. So you can often look at deals at a place like Newegg and go into the PCs and laptop section and look for an RTX 3080 powered desktop, and you may find one, or you may find one that a laptop with it. But well, these are ones that were on sale. What if we're not on sale? You can see that things are really running slim. You can also, by the way, buy the actual cards, but as we've seen, you are paying a really big markup. Actually, 1564 is cheap compared to what the average selling price is for a 3080 card. But your best bet is often to look for the desktop. So you may find one at Dell. If you, for example, go to deals.dell.com and you go in here, you may find that there is an Alienware selling with the card you want. Maybe it's a 3060, maybe it's a 3080. And usually if you price out what the other components are worth, you're paying no more than a 50% premium on the graphics card, sometimes a lot less. So, for example, here's a 3070 desktop that is going to be going for $1949, and it has pretty decent other specs. So if you decided, hey, I'm willing to buy a whole new desktop and upgrade everything, this might not be a bad idea. On the other hand, what you could do is you could shuck your desktop. Although I have to say, when we use the word shuck in the office, nobody got what we were referring to. Do you get it, Scott?
I don't know.
Okay. So there's a tendency with people who want to get an external hard drive, let's say, and they want you can see that a lot of things are sold out right now, even at Best Buy. But here's one, $23.99. So there's a tendency with people who are buying external hard drives and they want to use them as an internal hard drive. There's a process called shucking, which is that they just take the internal hard drive. It's like a piece of corn. They take the internal hard drive out of the external hard drive. They say that they shucked it. So we are saying you could buy a desktop like this one, and if you wanted to, you could take it and resell the rest of the desktop to someone and just keep the graphics card. Now, there's some gotchas here. Depending on what system you buy, you may not be getting the top of the line 3080 or 3070 graphics card. It may be just one with plain coolers. Also, if you have to find a buyer for the rest of the system, it certainly helps if you get a system that also has integrated graphics. So for example, this one uses a KF CPU, which means no integrated graphics. So if someone were to buy this, they would need to bring their own graphics card. Granted, the easiest thing to do is just to decide, hey, I want this PC, and buy the whole computer. Because think about it this way: you would pay. So we just saw for $2,400, you get a computer with a terabyte, with a 500 gigabyte SSD, a terabyte hard drive, Core i7 processor, and 16 gigs of RAM, and your power supply and RGB fans and all that for $2,400. So consider that the card inside of it is worth about $1,700. So what are you paying for the rest of the computer? $700. Or if you were to price out what the rest of the computer is worth, you would probably find that the card itself was only being marked up 40 or 50%. So that is your absolutely best bet for getting a graphics card this holiday season. It's unfortunate that it's not so easy to go out and get graphics cards by themselves at anywhere close to the MSRP. I guess you can thank a combination of overall supply chain issues and and the fact that demand is surging because of a lot of these cards being used for crypto mining.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. That all of that sucks. Plus, we've got, in addition to supply chain, we've actually got manufacturing issues in this particular case. There's everything's coming together into a perfect storm of garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
for a lot of products, but graphics cards have been one of the hardest hit.
I mean, graphics cards are the hardest hit. Period. You can now get CPUs at around MSRP. You can get them now. There was a time when it was hard to come by a Ryzen, Ryzen 5000 series. Not so. You can now get them. Not that they're getting to be super cheap, but you can get them. You can now get Intel's new Alder Lake 12th gen CPUs. Not a problem. Some of them actually are on really good sales. Just today, I saw that the 12700K, the Core i7 12700K, is at a low price of $399. So
wow,
which I guess all-time low is strange for a CPU that's only been out for a month. So all-time in a month, but these things are going on sale. You are able to get CPUs. You are able to get motherboards. You are able to get RAM. You are able to get SSDs. And there have been actually some great prices on SSDs. There even though there's some shortages abound, there are even decent prices on gaming monitors. And there have been some fantastic sales on power supplies, cases, fans. So the one piece that is really missing from the PC building pie is the graphics card. But it's an extremely important piece. And so, unless, of course, you are just planning to do productivity work on there, but in that case, you're probably not spending a lot of money on the other components either. So, yeah, I mean, these unfortunately are the best ways that you can right now get a graphics card, because the companies that make the desktops seem to have no problem getting their hands on cards.
Yeah, and as someone who works for a company that's behind that I don't know, resource wall, even that side is starting to have some trouble, which is probably the reason why when you were looking, there were computers that were low or missing inventory, because even on that side, my brother was looking for a card today, and I have access behind that resource wall, and we're sold out on everything ourselves. So it does not look like it's getting better. It appears to be getting worse.
I mean, keep in mind that there were some big sales last week, so a lot of people bought things. Like, there was a fantastic deal that we featured on a Thermaltake Reactor desktop. I did not even realize, I should have realized, that Thermaltake makes their own desktop PCs. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
I mean, Thermaltake is known for making cases and fans and peripherals of all sorts, really nice stuff. But they also make pre-built PCs, and they had one which is now out of stock, and we had put it up as a deal on our site. $2,300, you got their Thermaltake Reactor 380, which had a Ryzen 7 5800X CPU, RTX 3080 graphics, 16 gigabytes of RAM, their RAM, their RGB RAM, a 1 terabyte like speedy Gen 4 SSD, their fancy tower case with like glass on 3 sides, their fancy liquid cooler, and all their RGB goodness and all that stuff. So like really premium, not junky parts. And it was only $2,300. So
Oh, wow.
to me, that was like a fantastic. It was reduced from 25 to 23, so it was actually even on sale. So, like, there were some deals last week. I think a lot of things got cleaned out.
Yeah.
Now for 2,300, you can get a Thermaltake Reactor with the 3070 card and a Ryzen 5 CPU. But otherwise, I guess the same specs in the same case. And that's still pretty decent for a 3070. But of course, I think that the part that people want the most is 3080 at this point. At least that's what our search volume tells us.
Yeah, it's what my brother was looking for. They are definitely a challenge to find. Well, I imagine you've probably got this kind of advice and some other stuff over on the site.
Yes, we have on our site 3 stories. One on RTX 3080, where to find it, where to find deals, RTX 3070, where to find deals, and RTX 3060, where to find deals. Granted, it's getting harder. It is getting harder as we get further into the holiday season, but you can still find some things on sale.
Very cool. Well, I know everybody who's looking for one of these will appreciate the advice and the article on where to find stuff. And as always, I look forward to what we talk about next time. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Piltch Point with Avram Piltch. If you did, please subscribe to our channel, and of course hit the notification bell since subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. And if you've got topics you'd like us to discuss in the future, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you don't want to follow us on YouTube, that's okay. There's a lot of other ways that you can follow our content. You can find all of that by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all the different ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.